Okay, today what we are going to actually extract is a practical um, plant data that we are going to extract, and that will be okay. Plant data from table VBRP and T006A. Now these are plants, okay, plant tables. Okay, from plant tables we are going to extract these values. Okay, these values. Now these are fields in these tables, okay, and this is basically from the table T06A, okay, and we'll also check these tables as well. So we have created a structure, a type, structure type for VBRP. This is VBRP, and T06A will be using that as well. And these are the fields, okay, to check the tables, we'll go for SC11 and we'll give table name. Okay. Now, next part of the code is pretty straightforward that we have been doing so far. And that is this data work area. A work area is always a work area where you can load the data instead of accessing the internal table. Okay. And it will be copying TY this structure. Parameters, we have already defined that, and now we are writing at this position all these descriptions, all these headings basically. Okay. Select DPLN. At this point, we'll have a breakpoint, and we'll also see how a debugger actually performs in ABAP. We are selecting all of this, okay, all of this from the main table. This is the main table into work area of the table, where VBLN, which is billing document, equals parameter of that VBLN. If it matches, then of course it will load all of this, but will not print any of this because we have not given any instruction. Okay. Now next is select MSCL from T06. First we were working with VBRP. Now we have T06 into variable, where spras equals E and MSEHI equals WRP here KME. And then we actually write VBRP, but we're also extracting MSEHL as well. Okay. And we are also populating VMSEHL from T06A. So we are using two tables over here. Check. It should have some, okay, netner is not known. Check and select. Okay, select and okay, check. Okay, next part is that we will activate it and we will process it. But before processing, I just want to make sure that we have the correct table name and field names. Okay, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. VBRP and T06A. For that, we'll go for /o SC11. VBRP display. Now this is billing document. This is coming from billing document is basically, let me show you that as well. VF03. This is the T code. This is the T code billing document. Okay, if I press F1 over here, this is the F1 window and technical information. This is the technical information. Okay, over here we have VBRK and field name is VBLN. VBLN is the billing document. The billing document that we are going to give over here. Okay. Now let's go back to the table but let me just okay, fine. T006A display MSEHL. This is MSEHL and MSEHI. Unit of measurement and unit of measurement text. MSEHI. Okay. MSEHI. This is L, MSHEL, and MSEHL, EL, BRKME, BRKME. Now this is text and BRKME are B. BRKME, that's the sales unit. L. Okay. Active. Direct processing. VBLN. Now billing document reference is needed over here. Billing document will just pick up any at random. (904). Copy, execute, and it's not bringing up that detail. Okay, let's check what is the code. Select MSEL from T006A into I, activate. VRKME, let me just check that. VRKME sales unit and MSEHI is unit of measurement. This will be I. Okay. Active direct processing 904. Execute. Now it is bringing. Okay. Now it is bringing the build quantity, units, net value, and tax amount. I hope this is clear. Okay. But now what we'll do is at this point, we'll have a breakpoint. Okay. Now, as soon as we go for direct processing and process it, it will take us to the debugger after we execute this, after execution. Debugger, and it will open up a next window. Okay. Okay. Over here, VBLN. Double click. This is the breakpoint. F5. Variable. Now it is running a loop at select. Now it has actually run and processed this part, F5, F5. Now it is actually running in real time. Okay. Now it is actually going into. Okay. Fair enough. Now this is how you actually use the debugger as well. Over here now, let's deactivate this one and add a part 2 to this. Part 2. This is a part 2. Select single. Now single doesn't need N select. MSEL from T006A. And it's the same. Activate. Says and select is not used for single statement. Because it is only going to fetch one single record. That's it. Direct processing. 904. Debugger is still there. Okay, breakpoint is here. And Matner. Fetching the values. Okay. Okay. F5, 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 F5. This is how you run a debugging program. If there is an error, you actually find values from the variables. Right? It will bring us the details. Okay. I hope that is clear with you. This was our today's lecture. What I'll do, I'll just copy and paste another program. Same structure. Now we have internal tables. Type table of. Now this is a structure, and we are copying the structure into an internal table. Internal table is the same transparent copy of the structure. The work area is there, and the variable, which is type MSEHL, which is the unit. Okay. Over here we have an error. Okay, that's corrected. We will write this. We want a breakpoint over here. Select. Now this star means all. from T006A into VMSHEL. Now VMSHEL is type MSHEL. This cross is equal to MSHEI VRKME. And select now, because in single we use and select. We don't use and select, but in all we actually use, because it has to run this processing log. Check. It's not long enough. Type T006A. Okay. Great. After activating, we can place the debugger. But first we'll execute it and then we'll place a debugger. Direct processing. Execute. Start producing it. VMSHEL. At work. Now, what we're doing basically, now let's put a debugger tool here. First, it was work area, VBRP. Now we have changed internal table, so end select will not be needed, as all data will be pulled into the table in one go. Okay, so in work area, you actually pull it and load it in cycles, in a loop. Okay. So we don't need end select over here. Sorry, here or there. You don't need end select over here. Okay. Activate direct processing 904. Execute. Okay. Evalent, and we have to pull in, double click, double click, F5, 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 and get pulling the data. Return. Okay, now what we have to do is types begin of TY006A, and from the plant data, what we'll do, T06A, T06A, we want these. Okay, T06A. Cross by us. And we can actually use the field names, because this is a custom structure. So we are not actually in conflict with the table. Okay. MSEHL. end of tiny.cc. You see, I've not actually copied all of the fields from that table. And now what I'll do, I'll just write ty underscore T06A check is not long enough. Okay. Ty T06A check. Sorry. Next. Single check. Into is not into grammar. T006A into message. And uh, pass I yes. Okay. EMSL check. Activate. Direct processing. Still have the debugger on, but quantity is not filling it back. Okay. Our previous code was pulling it, right? This is not pulling it because we are using internal tables. What we'll do, what we'll do, we'll deactivate this one and put a new one. Select VBLN and breakpoint, double click, it will be gone. Okay. Okay. VBRP into table where VBLN. Okay. Look at loop at VBRP into WA VBRP, which is work area. So we are actually looping internal table with work area. So one by one, the records will get loaded into work area. Select single MSEL from T006 into the LSL with class equals P. Okay. We don't need this as well. Type T06A and check. Okay, we don't need end select when it is single over here. Right? Period is missing. Okay. Check. No syntax errors. Period. Now it will run the loop on the entry. Direct processing. Now it is bringing it because we actually were loading WA work area using a loop. But in the previous example, we were just trying to extract it from internal tables. So understanding is that internal table cannot be accessed directly. Okay. They cannot be accessed directly. Now, what I'll do, I'll put this code in our Git and you can refer that from there. That's all for today. Any questions? I hope it is clear.